Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And today, as we do normally for these stacking metas that we have currently going on for the second anniversary, it's time to once again do a video showcasing how to acquire a free awakened sword, specifically for the old masked hero, who is still one of the best units in the game, and you can get a sword that is completely for her and her alone when equipped by masked hero, the Time Traveler. Increases attack by 10%, and because it's a space sword, technically, quote unquote, you get the extra 10%, or it's a sword and it's for the hero, so you get 20%, is what I'm trying to say. This sword is free. It comes at Awakened 1 star, and there is only one way that you can acquire it. But it is free. It just requires a kind of certain team build, as one might say. So you'd have to go into story chapter, I believe, 8? No, 13, stage 8, titled Unlock, with the question marks right here. So this stage, it starts off against Hinata, who only has 67,000 HP, not very high attack and defense. But what she does is she nerfs your entire front line by their attack, their defense, their crit, their pierce, everything, immediately for the rest of the fight. So your front line is going to be auto-nerfed. But if you manage to kill her and move on to the next stage, you will fight the masked hero herself, who has 204,000 HP and 18,000 attack. And what she does is that on the first turn, she gives herself a disturbing amount of buffs, and then she proceeds to AoE nuke you, and your front line will die. And there is no way to save yourself from that. You will die. So what you need to do is you need to maybe use a stacking team, give yourself some decent buffs, and then go into the fight with the hero and then just nuke her out of existence. And because we have a stacking meta, we can certainly do that. So let me build the team that you would need to use, and we'll be right back. Alright, so this is the team that we're going to run with. We've got the new Protector Lumi, because that's the whole point. We're going to use her to buff Violet so she can do maximum damage. Violet is the only one that has a support because we want her to do a lot of damage. Everybody else does not have a support to lower their stats, and they do not have any attack gear on because we want to do as little damage as possible, because Hinata doesn't have a lot of HP. So we want to leave her alive for long enough to be able to get an EX ult with Violet and have enough points to use her magic buff and the alt buff, and hopefully have enough stacks of Valentine to kill in one hit against the hero who has a lot of guard and defense and all that. But we're intentionally weakening our units up front because we want to leave her alive. And sometimes now, well, not sometimes, but now that we have the synergy buff, it does apply to everybody, which means we're going to do extra attack based on the support slot unit, which we don't have any support slot units. So we're not going to get really any major buff coming from that. So hopefully that leaves her alive a little bit longer. But let's go ahead and jump into the fight, and I'll show you guys how the first couple turns work, and then we'll make a cut into the transition stage. Alright, so starting out on the beginning of the fight, immediately before you're able to do anything, Hinata puts the entire debuff on your, the entire team right here. Boom. So we're going to do less damage regardless of what happens, and this again is good because we want to make sure that we do the least amount possible. So we're going to have to run a few times with just sending some weak orbs, so 1300 damage, 700 damage. That is 100% fine. We just need to get some points, and we need to get a protectors going so we can start cycling orbs to get more points out of it. So unfortunately, that does not give us a lot right there, so we'll have to do this one more time. And then this next turn, we should be able to get a full hand. Yeah, we'll be able to get a full hand. So eventually, I think on turn 6 or something, she raises her defense, which will help us just, stay alive even longer. The reason I brought Dark Rimuru in the back is for his Unity Orbs, because if we can make it out where we can get a 6-hand of Violet and just keep fishing for orbs, then we can go into the final fight with the EX ult and never have to send a single orb of her because she's going to do a lot of damage because she has gear on, she's got a supporter on, she's going to get stacks from Valentine, and that's really not what we're here to do. So we want to leave her as low as possible and as weak as possible until the very last point. So 919 damage, that's looking good. We're sending Ramers last because she is our weakest unit. We're still taking chunks off her HP, but here's the resistance up, which is just going to help us live even longer. And now we're ready to go. So Rimuru only has one orb. We only have 60 points. There's not much going on right there. So you know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna take Rimuru out, and then we'll use the stack. So this will give everybody the synergy buff, where it's gonna matter more to Violet than the others because they don't have any supporters attached to them, so they're not gonna get any kind of buff right there. We need to turn this off though. So now we've got one stack on Violet. Cool. She's gonna go away, and we're never gonna use her. I messed that up, but we'll make a cut. So obviously, this is how it's going to go, right? You orb change into blues, you get stacks of Valentine, you put them on Violet, and you move her to the back. So now that I fucked this up, I got to redo it anyways. So we'll just make the cut, and I'll take you guys back when we're ready to move into the hero part of the fight. Okay. I took a little longer than I normally would, but we're on turn 14. We have been setting up for a 6-hand of somebody, so we're going to send this one Rimuru orb, and we'll have a 6-hand of Shuna. So to prepare for that, we're going to bring in Rimuru for Shuna, because he's able to convert all his orbs to blues, and then use the Unity orbs to change them all to rainbow, and then we can swap Violet in, and then we can get her EX ult. We've gotten a considerable amount of stacks going on, and they've all gone onto Violet, so she should be ready to go, and we will definitely have enough points to use just her buff and the alt buff. And we're going to see if we are able to actually successfully nuke her down on the next turn. So we'll send this one Rimuru orb, call it good, and then the Unity orbs should give us another like double stack right here, which is just extra stuff. Alright, that is unfortunate right there. I didn't want that alt, but we can get around it. So let's do, let's do this. Perfect, so that's a 6-hand, and then we will convert all of those to blues, and then we will turn them all into rainbow orbs, and then we'll bring Violet in, and this will be the setup. So we should get maximum gauges here. Okay, almost maximum gauges, but we definitely have the EX ult and max points, and we're going to move on into the next phase of the fight, and yeah, okay. So, perfect. Now we're going to see the secret cutscene number 3, which is what you get all the time if when you clear the hero, or not the hero, but the Hinata part. But, I'm going to skip through it, and now we enter the hero. She comes in, and she gives herself just a crazy amount of buffs. She's got guard, she's got super guard, so normal orbs really won't do that much damage to her. So we do have to wipe her out in one go. And healing, again, doesn't matter because with all these buffs, she does like hundreds of thousands of damage against you, so you're not gonna live. So let's bring in the Dark Rimuru for Funsy Onesies for Ramaris. And then we'll use the final stack on Violet. And then we'll see. We've got the synergy buff now, so magic attack, alt damage, and we'll see if we can cover that 200,000 HP, which we're gonna be able to. So yeah, look at that. She has 73,000 attack. That is some crazy stuff right there. So let's go ahead and nuke her down. And yeah, well, we'll call it good. So Violet does 316,000 right there, which means that we will see the secret cutscene number 5, and then after that is over, you can go into your box and you will have a free hero sword waiting for you. So we hit next right here. This is the team again, the nerfed people with no support, so we do as little damage as possible. Hit next, and then secret cutscene number 5, and then I'll let you watch that on your own time. And after you're done watching it, you go into your gift box, and there'll be a free hero sword at Super Awaken 1. So that's how you get the new hero, or the old hero sword, but a free awakened weapon for the masked hero, the Time Traveler, who is still one of the best units in the game. If you have questions, let me know in the comments, but that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.